Greetings, family. Greetings, wow. I titled this video "Lack of Commitment." The reason I did that is because it's just some thoughts that I was having, and I was talking to someone earlier, and I said, why do we have it seem like in our culture, in our race, that we have a lack of commitment? I said I'm confused on that. It feels as though when something happens to our race, when something happens in our culture, regardless of what it may be, let's just use an Asian beauty supply store, for example. And we think about that. We think about the girl and how the woman was chokehold and all the above. We get upset. We react. We react emotionally. We want to march. We want to protest. We want to boycott. We want to do all that. But we don't stick with it. And I don't understand why. Why don't we stick to it? Why don't we stay committed? Why don't we show like, okay, if we really want to boycott something, abstain from it permanently, and you work on creating and building your own. But something I was telling her, this was early when I was in a Black-owned nail salon. I said, we don't stay committed. Here it is. I see my people back in the Asian nail salons, back in the Asian beauty supply stores, back at the Asian Chinese restaurants. They back at it. So where is this? I said, what is it? We're just upset temporarily. You know what I mean? We don't want to be taken seriously. We don't want to fight back. We don't want to actually liberate ourselves. I mean, are we not seeking liberation? Are we just seeking a comfortable niche in this capitalistic society? This is something that I think people need to question, or question to themselves. I feel as though this is why it keeps happening, because we won't stay committed. We won't stay committed to ourselves. We won't stay committed to our race, to our culture, to each other, to be unified. We won't stay committed to the movement. We won't stay committed to liberation, to being about that, to putting that first in everything that we do, first and foremost, working on that 24/7, staying committed to that. You know what I mean? And since I don't see it, I'm guessing this is why. This is why certain things that just keeps happening to us, and we're not ending it. We can take Flint, Michigan, for example. 4 years without clean water, and nothing is changing. Saddleback, Texas, I forget how long they've been without clean water. It's like all this can happen around us. Gentrification, mass incarceration, all this can happen around us. And we're not staying committed to end it, let alone to change things. And we keep saying that we want to put ourselves in a position of power, that we want to take over, that we want to be about, that we want to rule again. And I don't see how, when there's things that's happening all around us. Take a look, example, from my Facebook page, for example, with all the videos I've been posting, with us just being brutalized, being harassed, being attacked, being arrested falsely, all the above, being targeted. And we seeing all this happening, and we're not staying committed at all, to the movement, or staying committed to the fact that we shouldn't be supporting this country in no form. So I don't know what more it takes. I don't know what needs to be done. You know what I mean? I don't know what needs to be said. But it's just like, if we're witnessing this, all this is going on around us, going on around us, what does it take? So, I'm seeing my people, like I said, from the videos I'm sharing, I'm seeing my people just targeted, harassed for these prisons, these private prisons, black and brown people, 24/7, just for any reason, any excuse. They just putting on, our people, to arrest them falsely, to fill up these private prisons, to fill their quota, to fill this money, because we already know that that's the bottom line, the bottom dollar here, So, but it's the fact that it's what's going on behind the walls. Something that I was watching from Yurima Karama, on YouTube, the voices behind the walls. He's a brother who, was locked down, and talking about how the things that happens out here, happen the same way in there. And I'm like, if we can't stay committed to, this movement out here, and we can't stay committed to one another and to our people, and to be down for each other and ride for one another, if anything happens, to stand up, to support, to jump in, to save, because this is the spirit and the energy that we need to be possessing here, to where it just has to be about that. Anytime you see your brother or your sister hemmed up, you got to have that spirit and that energy to want to, lend a hand. So, and this is how it's got to be out here. And if it's got to be, and it's got to be that way out here, it's got to be that way in there as well, in regards to our brothers and sisters who's locked down. You know what I mean? And I'm like, if we can't stay committed to the ones out here, how are we going to stay committed to the ones who's in there? And most of our people is in there, and most of our people is being targeted to be in there. So, you know what I mean? This is where it's leading. This is where it's ending. This is where it's going. So, and this is something that we gotta ask ourselves: Are we really down for our people? Are we really down for our race and our culture? Are we really down for each other? Are we really down for this movement? Are we really about liberation? I mean, how many times it's got to be said? Are we really about freedom? Do we want to have the freedom to not be targeted, to not be harassed, to not be profiled, to not deal with racism, to not deal with bigotry? So, are we really down for that? Do we really want this? Because if we really want it, then we'd be about it, and we'd be doing it, and we'd be pushing towards that. But that's one thing I see in regards to this whole lack of commitment, is that I see most of my people back exactly where we supposed to be abstaining from. The shit we supposed to be abstaining from, we participate in. We partake in it. We support it. We get supplied from. Our businesses get supplied from. I don't see it. I hear a lot of it. I hear the talk. Everybody want to say one thing, say another. And this is what I've been dealing with. But I'm beyond that now. You know what I mean? I want to see us actually standing down for one another, coming together, supporting. This is why I joined this movement called Decarcerate Louisiana. It got to do with brothers, who locked up, brothers and sisters who locked up here. We got to think about that. We got to think about the fact that we being targeted for it. This is all you see is us just being targeted, harassed by the pigs, so they can put us in prison, so they can fill up these quotas, so they can fill up this money in this private prison, so they get paid. It's all a kickback. So, And if we know that, we know half or damn near majority of us in there are innocent. Why are we putting our energy and putting shit behind that? But then I see the lack of commitment out here. What I'm expecting in regards to the prison. But this is how we got to see it. This is what we got to be about. This is what we got to think on. You feel me? We got to think about our brothers and sisters who's behind bars. We say we speak on mass incarceration. Well, where's us actually doing the work and trying to put behind? You know, I'm gonna be doing an interview with the brother in a few. I don't want to mention his name because he ain't even going to show his face. You know what I mean? Because he behind there, but he's starting to, he got a movement going on behind the bars. See, so we got our people doing something. We even got our people behind bars doing something, putting in that work, trying to free themselves, trying to free other brothers and sisters who's locked down. We even got, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So they even put in the work. So we got no excuse. If we got ones who's actually, you know, dealing with a hindrance here, they hinder more than we are. And they can come together and be unified and put that commitment in and put that work in and stand together to get themselves free and to get themselves be about liberation here. Then so can we. And we can do the same thing out here, and we can do the same thing for them and unite and link up with them and try to help them as well along with this movement. Now, I'm going to give a little definition of the movement. It says, decarcerate Louisiana's aim is to find individuals and groups in the state and throughout the country to support us and organize and help in networks and coalitions to bring an end to prison slavery, unjust sentencing laws, the theft of public monies from our communities, racialized politics, and the business as usual in Louisiana government. That's how they got it worded. But you know, real talk, you know, I agree with it, you know, 100%. You said it requires sacrifice, real surgery. No, I'm not in Louisiana. I'm actually in Atlanta, Georgia. But the thing about it is I'm working with this brother. I've met this brother through Facebook, and you could look up Decarcerate Louisiana on Facebook. You know, they got a movement going on. It's a movement in prison that they've been doing where they trying to end, you know, abolish, you know, slavery, you know, also known as prison slave labor. And something I think that we need to be doing is that we need to be, you know, supporting that movement. I will be doing an interview with the brother, like I said, in a few, you know, so he can, you know, introduce you guys to the movement that he got going, exactly what it's about, you know, what he's looking for, what he's seeking, you know, seeking other individuals, even ones from school that can help, you know, pass out flyers, spread the word, you know, all the above. In regards to this movement, what they're doing. So I feel as though if we care about our people, as we say, and we care about mass incarceration, which is a form of genocide, then that's what we'd be doing. We'd be down for that. You know what I mean? We'd be putting in that work in regards to, you know, freeing them as well, because they going through it rougher than, you know, we could ever, you know, deal with. And keep in mind that we still being targeted for that, you know, and that's where it's leading. And we got to be mindful of that, even when we're supporting certain things. You know, you got the brother Jay Dizzle, who posted on my page, you know, earlier, if you scroll down, where he was talking about the top companies that, you know, fund prison slave labor. So, you know, I seen McDonald's on the list, and I seen how packed it was earlier. Excuse me, this go off topic, but earlier when I was at this market and I was coming out, you know what I mean, it was so packed, you know, and I seen a lot of our people in line, you know, at the drive-through. So, you know, I just thought to myself, wow, we don't even know how we're funding our own people, you know, going to prison, you know, doing, you know, the slavery here, you know, new Jim Crow. So, you know, I don't even think we're being mindful on that. So, you know, when I thought about the top 7 companies, such as, you know, Walmart, you know, which I don't even shop at. I don't eat at no Mike's Donald's. Call it Mike's Donald's. There's a reason. Goes back years. I don't shop at no Walmart. What else was it? I think it was Whole Foods. I don't shop at Whole Paycheck. Surprised you got our people shopping at Whole Paycheck. But it seemed like in regards to the conscious spiritual community, a lot of people stay in Whole Paycheck. But I'm just thinking to myself, you do know that you funding your own people in regards to prison slave labor. So if you got any family members who's behind bars and you got any friends who's behind bars, you know, you might want to be mindful of that. And think about that as you shopping and being a Patreon, you know what I mean? Patronizing, you know, this business and giving them your money. You know, look what it's leading to. So, you know what I mean? It's contributing to. So, you know, we got to be mindful of the stuff that we're doing out here in regards to just living our everyday life. So, you know, it's a lot of that. So this is what I think about in regards to when I talk about the lack of commitment, is that we don't think about a lot of things just in that, just how we live it and how we choose to live our daily lives, and where we choose to go and where we choose to spend our money and how we choose to spend our money. And we talk about that. That's the part that kills me, is that we speak about the importance of our money and how we spending our money and where we're spending our money. This is what we talk about. So why are we standing behind it? Where's the commitment? Where's us, you know, worrying about, okay, let me not, you know, go to this business. Let me not patronize this business because, you know, I know where it leads, or I know what they've done, or I know how they treated my race, or I know how they treat my race. You know what I mean? All the above. So, yeah, but I'll definitely drop the info. And you said you're in Louisiana. Okay, well, great. Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely drop the info. Definitely a important movement and what they're doing. So, but you know, obviously, you know, with the brothers being behind bars, you know, there's a certain, what's the word I want to use, like level of, I guess, privacy or certain things like that they, you know, gotta have, you know, in regards to, because, you know, we know how they still target it even once they're behind bars. And there are certain things, especially if they're trying to be about a movement where they're trying to, you know, end this, you know, injustice. So, or injustice. So I just kind of just wanted to come out and speak on that, because that was just something that I was feeling, because when I was sitting in here, you know, and I'm sitting in the Black-owned nail salon, you know, something just popped in my head, you know, and I'm just looking at certain things, and I'm looking around the business, and I'm looking, and I'm just like, you know, it should be overflowed right now. You know, not saying that it probably doesn't be overflowed, but, you know, I think it should be overflowed on consistent, you know, every single day. You know, that's how business should be, you know, and I speak on so much in regards to Black businesses and big them up and speak so highly on a lot of Black business, especially if it's, you know, you know, a Black business that I just, you know, and so in love with, you know what I mean, to where you're such a good, like let's say take two sample for in regards to food and Tassili's, and if people are familiar in Atlanta, people are familiar with Tassili's. Well, you know, it's such good, you know, kale wraps, you know, taste so good. So, you know, I speak on them so highly, you know, and rave about them 24/7, to where every time I go there, their business is overflowing. You know, it's out the door. You know, people are in line, you know, 5 to 10 minutes early before the door is open. So that should tell you how good the restaurant is. So if you're lined up before the restaurant is even open. So, but in regards to, you know, in regards to, you know, other Black businesses where, you know, it's clothing and something like that, you know, it's like, okay, it's a little different because, you know, you can't really taste that, you know what I mean? But, you know, in regards to, you know, to be, you know, just good clothing, you know, all the above, you know, things that you know, you like and you just want to be a patron of. So, you know, you got to think about all that. So when I think about, you know, certain business that I rave on, you know, and I expect them to be overflowing, you know, I expect, you know, all our businesses to be like that. You know what I mean? And when I'm in, you know, the Black-owned nail salon, if it's not overflowing, I'm just like, okay, well, where are my people? You know, what's the other option here? What's the alternative? Where are they going? If they're not coming here, if they're not coming to the Black owned, where are they going, besides that? And all I can think of is Asian. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, well, how much, injustice do we have to face, from, that particular culture in order for us to wake up to realize that we shouldn't be spending our money there anymore. So you know, when I see that people wants to come up with certain excuses, or they just want to, choose to, still support, regardless, what I mean, but then still speak in one breath that we shouldn't be. But, your actions is not following your words, because, your words can be all powerful all day. But if your actions is not following that, then your words is irrelevant. And, they don't really matter. So, it's all about, for me, me personally, it's all about action. So, and that's all I'm following. So, that's all I'm looking at, and that's all I'm looking for. So if I don't see you, standing behind, or supporting, Black, you know what I mean? And I don't see you supporting that, then, or melanated, I guess I got an issue with that. So, and I got an issue with lack of commitment, because I'm tired of the fact that when something pops off, we're all emotional and we're all gung-ho, and ready to, fight back, in some way. But as time progresses, then things die down and people don't care anymore. And then, I don't see it anymore, and I don't see the steady commitment here. So, or the steady support. So, and that's the issue I'm having. So, and then I think that this is how these other races take advantage, and this is why they take us for a joke, and this is why they, continue to treat us in the manner and the fashion that they do, because they feel as though we're not really serious. Because if we were serious, we would stay committed, and we would be committed, and we would be standing behind each other, because it doesn't take much for you to support your own culture, just like it doesn't take much for other cultures to support theirs. And if you can come out and post the memes and post the posts and write the posts and everything else in regards to how we need to be supporting ourselves and supporting each other the way other cultures do, then you can damn sure stand behind what you're saying or what you're posting. So, I guess, that's the only thing that I'm pretty much talking about. You said hello, I see you. Say how you doing? Oh, peace, Jimmy. So, that's pretty much, all I wanted to say. You know what I mean? I didn't want to make the video long. I don't know how long it is, but I just, this was just something on me to where I just had to get this off my chest, to where we can't keep complaining and not putting in the work. You know what I mean? Because it goes hand in hand. You know what I mean? Like if you're putting in the work and we're doing everything that we're supposed to be doing in regards to that will ultimately lead to liberation. If we're playing all those parts, you know what I mean, and we're playing every key part, then we have the right to speak out if anything is still unfair. But if you ain't doing nothing, and you ain't doing no type of work, and you ain't adding and contributing into nothing, but you steady complaining, like how do you get the right? Where do you get the right to complain and you're not doing nothing? It doesn't make sense. You add into the destruction. You contributing to the destruction. You contributing to what's pulling us down. So, and then got the nerve to complain about things that's like it's not working. You know what I mean? And I think we're spending too much time complaining and not enough time working. All the time we spend complaining, we could be working. So, I mean, this is just real talk. So, and being committed. I mean, we ain't being committed, but we complaining. And we ain't being committed. We want to complain every time something go down, but then we ain't even staying committed to regards to what, what needs to be going down in regards to when something happens, when an injustice happens. You know what I mean? This is what it is. And honestly, I don't even think it needs to happen in order for you to just be automatically building with your people and building up your race. You need to be doing that, period. So we don't need to wait on something to happen to be doing any work. But when it does, I mean, how are you still standing still when something does happen? You got people out here still standing still. How is that going down? So yeah, I mean, we gotta look at all of it. I mean, real talk, all of it. So, I mean, this is what I'm doing. I'm looking at all of it, and I'm seeing what's not popping off, and that's where it's just like, all right, people, all right, melanated beings, tighten up. So, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it. Tighten up. Peace.